What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Jaron Boots Ennis. Jaron Ennis is urging Crawford to pick up the phone if Spence rematch is off. Wow. Both Jaron and Derek Bowsy Ennis got tired of holding their breath. The father-son duo knew it was a long shot, but they had a bit of hope after the Terence Crawford Errol Spence Jr. fulfilled their two-fight deal that Jaron Ennis would get the next shot at whomever was the undisputed champ. Now they've gone from hopeful to pessimistic. Okay, and he said, we stay available. Bowsy told YSM Sports Media, we available for everyone. Technically, Jaron is officially a world champion, but some of the boxing world has mixed feelings about his reign. Jaron thanks to the IBF sanctioning body stripping Crawford of his title, wanted to fight for said title. Okay. Instead, the IBF threw their trinket in a box, wrapped it up with a pretty bow on top, and handed it over to the Philly Star. It wasn't the way he wanted, and this is what he said. He said, I know what Terence is going to do. Terence is going to find the next best fighter that he can make a lot of money with. That's what I would do. Okay? Those are the words of the father of Jaron Ennis, Bowsy Ennis. And let me counterpunch. I think Jaron is in the same position that Devin Haney was once in. You know, the email champion of, like, you get it by default of somebody for them taking it from someone else. You know what I mean? Or relinquishing it. You know what I mean? But nonetheless, I think it's what you do with it. And I think it's bad for Jaron because the only fight that you could really make worth a damn in the welterweight division is Ennis and Crawford. Now, look at it through the eyes of Crawford. Crawford just got stripped by the IBF, and you know what he told the IBF. You know where he told them where they could go. So he's not pleased with the IBF right now. You know what I'm saying? And then since he's not, I don't think he will want to fight someone for a belt because that's the only thing that he can gain is the belt that they stripped him. You know what I mean? So the idea of paying a sanctioning body money for fighting a guy that you gave the belt to, which you took from me wrongfully, because if you were going to strip Crawford, why didn't you just strip Errol? You weren't going to strip Errol, but you stripped Crawford once Crawford beat Errol. So it was bad on that account for the IBF, but they are sticklers, okay? They're sticklers, and the WBC are crooks. You know what I mean? They let a lot of things slide, which the IBF looks for little nitpicking things to come at you with. So they're totally the opposite. But I don't think Crawford would want to fight Jaron Ennis for a belt like that he once had. He's going to look at that belt and say, you know what? Bump that belt. I'm not worried about the IBF no more. That's the only thing that I would get from Ennis. However, what else is he going to do? Is he going to go to 154? Is he going to take on Jermell Charlo? Remember, he said that. He said, I'm going to whoop Errol Spence, then I'm going to beat Jermell Charlo. I would want to see that fight. So if you're going to do that, do that. Relinquish all the belts. Let Jaron Ennis fight people that we really don't know at this point. You know, honestly, because Sean Porter's retired. Keith Thurman, where the hell is he? Danny Garcia went to 154. He's talking about fighting Lara for the longest, but we don't know what happened with that fight. Who else? Who else is there? There's nobody else. You know, you had the Brooks, the Khans, all of them are gone. They're all retired. They're all, and it's like, okay, there's no more stars there now. We're waiting from the guys at 135 to 140 to move up to 147 to make 147 livable and likable again. That's what we're waiting on. But, you know, with Ennis and Crawford, I think that would be the best idea. And on top of that, you know, Crawford has already addressed that Jaron Ennis had a lot of times and opportunities to fight Crawford. And he didn't want to for whatever reason based on his loyalty to Al Heyman. Okay, so a lot of that was political, and it's like, okay, you want people to believe that you really want that fight, you and your son, but you wasn't going to cross the line of Al. I ain't crossing Al. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's like you could have fought the guy you claimed that you wanted. I think this maybe, just maybe, that fighting Crawford with the WBO belt wasn't worth it is now when he has everyone, or all, well, used to have everyone. So he has all the rest of them except the IBF. Now it's worthy of fighting. You know what I mean? Because you become the undisputed champion if you can get past Crawford or beat Crawford. I would like to see the fight, but I do, and I would like Terence Crawford to reopen the idea of fighting Jared Ennis. You know, and especially if he's going to stay at 147, because he's going to stay at 147. That's just like Canelo staying at 168 and not fighting David Benavidez. Well, what are you doing? If you're doing that, just retire or move on or whatever, and let other people fight for the belt. You know, so I think that's how that should go. Okay, because Jared Ennis, you know, he's that top dude, and that's really, he's like the last man there, and he has the IBF belt. And, you know, and he feels kind of shaded because he didn't really have to fight for it. And a lot of people will not respect you just based on that alone. Okay, so you guys tell me again what you think of Team Ennis stating that they hope Terence Crawford would call them and they're ready to pick up the phone. Of course, please subscribe, and you guys been Counterpunch. Peace!